Good morning. Welcome to the last edition of Business Splash for the week. In this package, we have for you stories on transportation, telecommunication, trading, supplementary budget, digital currency, as well as some stock reports. I'm Runke Giwa Onofuwa. First, the headlines. President Buhari flags off Lagos-Ibadan railway operations. NCC to unveil new voice tariff between local international operators. The federal government to introduce updated trade policy. CBN digital currency to begin before 2022. Those are the headlines. Now the details. The federal government has assured that it would ensure a transparent and fair process in the sale of assets forfeited to it in the course of its anti-corruption efforts. The Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Justice and Solicitor General of the Federation, Dayo Akpata, SAN, gave the assurance while speaking in Abuja yesterday at the opening of bids for auctioneers for the assets. Akpata, who is also the chairman of the Interministerial Committee on the Disposal of Assets forfeited to the federal government, said his committee has identified such assets in 24 locations across the country. He said the committee has steadily progressed in its assignment since it was inaugurated on November 9th, 2020 by the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, following an October 27th, 2020 directive to that effect by President Muhammadu Buhari. The Minister of Trade, Industry and Investments, Niyi Adebayo, said the ministry is working to produce an updated trade policy that will reflect the current situation of the world. Adebayo disclosed this in Abuja during a press conference on the Nigeria at 60 celebration. He said the policy would be submitted to the Federal Executive Council for ratification by the end of the year. And speaking on the celebration, Adebayo said it would be marked with two events organized to encourage the efforts and growth of small and medium-scale enterprises in the country. The events, which excluded the exhibition of Made in Nigeria products and live performances of cultural troupes, were scheduled to hold in June. The President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, has promised Nigerians that the National Assembly will give speedy approval to the 895 billion naira supplementary budget announced by the Federal Executive Council on Wednesday. Senator Lawan said this in Abuja while announcing a 10 million naira donation by the 9th Senate as part of activities to mark its 2 years of inauguration. He said the money would be used to provide relief materials to internally displaced persons in Wasa camp in Abuja to cushion their suffering. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, has concluded the process for determining the cost-based price of mobile international termination rate to ensure healthy competition on traffic handling for voice services between local and international operators in Nigeria. The Commission made this known at the final stakeholders forum for the presentation of the study on cost-based pricing of mobile ITR undertaken by Messrs Payday Advance and Support Services Limited, held at the Commission's head office in Abuja. Speaking at the forum, the Executive Vice Chairman of NCC, Professor Umar Dambata, said the cost-based study became imperative following previous efforts at finding an optimum price for the termination of international voice services that will be beneficial to all relevant industry stakeholders. Dambata said that the overriding need for regulatory operations and intervention in relation to the international termination rate in the voice market segment is predicated on some intractable challenges common with economies with severe macroeconomic volatility such as ours. Now, the Director Information Technology Department, Central Bank of Nigeria, Mrs. Rakiyat Mohammed, has said that the banking regulator will launch a digital currency before the end of 2021. Mrs. Mohammed disclosed this during a press briefing on the Bankers Committee meeting on Thursday. She said about 80% of central banks in the world were exploring the possibility of issuing central bank digital currency, and Nigeria would not be left behind. For over 2 years now, she added, the CBN had been exploring technology and had made tremendous progress. Explaining what the central bank digital currency would be, she said there were currently two forms of money in the country, adding that the central bank was looking at different use cases such as remittances. For that's it on Business Splash for today on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. Join us next week for another edition of Business Splash. Good morning. Thank you for listening. I'm Ronke Kiwa Onofuwa.
Quick, Charger 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on